pursuit of fulfillment. Let's examine a real-life example of someone who is living an extraordinary life, Steve Robbins. Steve performed an experiment on living an extraordinary life. The conditions of Steve's hypothesis are: pursue the perfect 10. Choose for the journeys, not for the goals. The journey is the reward. Put fun, passion, and meaning first. Don't engage in hard work. Hard work in his case is work that he doesn't enjoy doing. It doesn't mean that he doesn't do things that require a lot of effort or a lot of hours. He can spend hours doing things that he loves, and to him it's not hard work. I think that most of us feel the same way. Let go of planning and instead create luck. In his case, luck is people, places, and conversations that he has. Money is okay. Steve's hypothesis: if I live according to these conditions, then this will lead to having an extraordinary life and hopefully making a living. At the very least, it would lead to an extraordinary life. Steve set aside 3 years of living money. For 3 years, he removed money from his decision-making and lived according to the above conditions to see what would happen. He did, and what happened was nothing short of extraordinary. During the 3 years of experiment, Steve produced a podcast on personal productivity, which 3 weeks after launching became the #1 business podcast on iTunes. Based on the podcast, he got a book contract, and he wrote a book for a major publisher. One day during the 3 years, Steve walked out of a musical play and started crying because he wanted to be on the other side of the stage. This was bizarre because he had never acted in his life. He never sung. Some part of him felt strongly about it, and he started taking singing lessons. As a result, he's been in 4 college productions in the community theater, including having a lead in one of them. Steve joked to a friend about his book. His friend responded, "Wouldn't it be fun if you have a one-man musical based on your book that you could perform that has real business content in it, but also dramatic and fun?" It turned out that his friend is a musical theater writer in New York. He didn't know this, and long story short, Steve eventually performed Work Less and Do More, a zombie musical about personal productivity and zombies. He co-wrote it, he produced it, and he starred in it, all not only having never done it before, but it wasn't even on his radar screen. Then Steve and another friend of his found a company and ran it for 2 years. The company got up and running with a 15-person staff, and they had a total capitalization of $5,000. It was a very successful company. He also got involved in a company as an angel investor and advisor that did some amazing green technologies as well. So in those 3 years, Steve did more stuff than he thought would be on his entire bucket list for the rest of his life, and he always found a way to make a living. At first, it was terrifying because he never knew where the next dollar would come from. It just seemed to happen, but yet it did happen, and in the process, he led an extraordinary life. So the experiment was successful. It showed that following that unusual set of conditions, in fact, would produce an extraordinary life. The only thing it wouldn't give him is the illusion of security which he seemed to crave.